Hey, what's going on, people? So I decided to make another quick video, and this is basically a continuation of the video I posted earlier. I had posted a video talking about marriage and discussing whether or not marriage is a good idea in the 21st century. I got some replies, and I got some questions, some messages from some of my subscribers asking my opinion on the subject. But most importantly, they wanted a more clear response to know whether, or rather, why I felt that marriage was a bad idea. Um, I have this debate often with some of my friends and acquaintances, and basically the way I see it is marriage is basically a one-sided contract between two people. What I mean by that is marriage has nothing to do with love. It never really did have anything to do with love. Marriage was always an agreement created to protect the family unit and to assure that there was a certain level of stability in the family unit. It was never really all about love. That being said, the main reason why I think marriage is a bad idea is simple. Just look at the statistics. Half the marriages are going to fail. And more than likely, the person that's going to initiate the divorce is going to be the woman. That's one. Two, it takes two people to start a marriage. It only takes one person to end it. So you could be the best man on the planet. You could do everything right. You could please your woman. You could do whatever it is that you have to do. And the marriage can still fail because of whatever emotional distress or whatever decision the woman has in her own mind. And basically, one thing that you have to understand about marriage is that, as it is right now, especially in the United States, it favors women over men. And it favors women in two ways. First and foremost, most of the time, women are the ones that are going to get custody of the children. Whoever gets custody of the children usually gets to keep the house. If the woman makes less money than the man, then she can also ask for alimony. And you have to understand that the average man doesn't make so much money that he can afford to lose all those things at once. So if you're a good guy and you're married to a woman and she decides to cheat on you or whatever, she can leave you. And if you make more money than her, she can leave you, get the house, get custody of the children, get alimony, get you to pay child support, and get you to pay the mortgage on the house. And as long as she doesn't remarry, she can basically live a subsidized existence on your dime while doing whatever it is that she wants. And this is all legal. And if you can't keep up with those payments, especially child support, you can get thrown in jail. So if you're a guy making maybe 250,000 a year or more, you can afford to go through that. I mean, it will greatly impact your lifestyle, but you can afford to take those losses. But most men are not making that. Maybe 100,000, 60, 70,000 a year for a regular professional guy. So if you lose all that at once, how much are you going to be left with for yourself, realistically speaking? Because you're still going to have to contribute money for kids and the school and everything else. But on top of that, you're paying all these big payments while she basically doesn't have to do much. And I've seen so many men, and this is something I've seen in real life, so many men that ended up in destitution because of that. And they weren't bad guys. These were not like guys that were bad husbands or abusive or cheaters. They were regular guys. But they ended up in situations they didn't want to be in because they got married. And the way I see it, if you want to be with a woman, that's fine. If the woman wants to have a wedding, which is different from a marriage, that's fine too. But I would not sign on the dotted line if I was a man. I would not sign that document that ties me to the woman in a legal way, because once that document is signed, she has power over you. At any moment, for any reason, she can decide to leave you. And when she leaves you, she can take away everything and leave you with nothing. And the state will back her up, other women will back her up, and there will be absolutely nothing you can do. And that's why a lot of guys I know stay in marriages that are not good for them. They're unhappy, but they can't leave because they know what they would lose if they try to leave. Whereas a woman has a lot more incentive to leave a marriage she's not happy in, because she knows that more than likely she will get custody of the kids, and whoever gets custody of the kids in a marriage gets everything else. At least if you don't get married and have kids, and maybe you live together, you can have arrangements that protect your assets. You can get married, and as long as you don't live in a state that recognizes common law marriages like Massachusetts, I mean, if she decides to leave you, that's fine. She may still end up getting custody of the kids, but the only thing she can really get you for is child support, which I'm not against. If you have children, it's your responsibility to take care of them. So if she can get you for child support, that's fine, but she can't get you for alimony. She can't take your house, because there's no legal precedent for that. And she can't really do anything else. I know some states recognize common law marriages, so even though you don't sign on the dotted line, if you live together for a long period of time, they can see you two as married. But there are ways around it to prevent the common law marriage from occurring. You just have to get all the information needed from a lawyer so that you can live together, have kids, have a family, but not necessarily be married. And if you're in Massachusetts, then you don't have to worry about anything. As long as you don't sign the paper, you're not tied up to her in a legal way. And if you want to deal with decisions that would require your partner, or maybe in the event of death or something, there are other legal fail-safes you can use to prevent any problem from occurring. You can have documents and contracts to deal with those situations separately. But when you get married, your life becomes the property of the state and that woman. The only times women are really at risk when they get married is when they have considerably more money and more assets than the man they're marrying. In that case, then all they really have to worry about is alimony. But other than that, not much, because most of the time women will get custody of the children. In most states, women get custody of the children, unless the woman is physically unable to care for them, or if for whatever reason she's deemed unfit. But it's rare. If a woman is a regular woman working 40 hours a week or 30 hours a week, usually gets custody. If she doesn't have a criminal record or a history or a questionable record that would prevent her from being considered a fit mother, she will almost automatically get custody of the kids. As long as she gets custody of the kids, she gets everything else. But if they can only get you for child support, that's a lot better. But when you get hit with child support, alimony, and losing your assets, then it's bad, because not only are you left destitute, but you're left unable to rise away from that destitution, because you'll be